I'm going to be honest with the listeners. I haven't been able to sleep as much as I could in the past, and I thought it was coffee. So I've cut my coffee intake from 4 cups a day, which I space out so I can work 16 hours a day some days, to 1 cup in the morning, maybe 1 in the afternoon. So I've cut my coffee by more than half, because instead of big cups, I'm having little cups. And I'm waking up in the middle of the night thinking about the carbon tax. I'm waking up at 3 a.m. worried about the New World Order, worried about how they're going to stage a new terror attack. I mean, this is real, not just intellectually studying it. When I get up here and yell and scream and get mad, I apologize for that. But at the same time, maybe I shouldn't apologize. We need to be upset about what's happening. I mean, I've read hundreds of CFR publications where they admitted 30 plus years ago they were going to set up a North American Union by stealth. That's a quote. And where they admitted they were going to bankrupt the banks and the economy to bring in the one world government and the carbon tax and a one-child policy, and how they're going to tax everything we do and control our lives, and how they'd militarize the police and train them to use rubber bullets and tasers on us before they train them to actually shoot us. And now police departments all over are announcing if you run, they're going to shoot you in the back. And they are shooting people in the back and killing people and covering it up. And I don't want to hate the police. What are you doing? You're becoming Nazis. The system is out of control. And then I see this CFR audio that this video director's cut in with news clips where they're saying, okay, most people aren't taking the shot because of what's on the insert. And then they admit it isn't really bad. The H1N1 isn't really a very dangerous flu virus. It's very weak. Well, how do we do it? Well, we say there isn't enough to create artificial scarcity and a panic to get it. And that's what they do everywhere. Folks, I remember in January having on the air reporters and city managers and emergency managers in Illinois, Indiana, New York State, Arizona, and getting the documents from the state, secret, saying, get ready for millions dead, get ready for mass graves, get ready for the militia to attack your police department, get ready for the veterans to attack you with bombs. Then I got the Homeland Security and MIAC reports saying it, admitting Homeland Security's for good Americans, good people who were against the foreign bank takeover, and then telling police, you're going to do a Homeland Security drill for terrorists attacking your tiny police department, and we're going to do a drill where you come to the airport and we deliver you the flu vaccine and the militias try to steal it. A role-playing scenario to demonize militias. This was in January, so I got on air in January and March, and I said they're going to stage some type of big flu deal. And I posted the audio of that, months after it happened. It was live, but then we reposted it and said, look, I was right. I'm not that smart. I knew they were going to artificially, back in April, they delivered the seasonal flu with armed guards in Austin to the hospitals and had police parked around the clock out front the hospitals as if people would hear there was a flu shot there and run in and kill everybody for it. That was done to manipulate the police so the word got out that it was special so you would all go take it. And so the doctors and nurses would get the word it was special. And now they're doing it with the H1N1. And I told you, they keep announcing, we've got the flu shot, the H1N1, and in a big city, a few thousand morons will show up. They'll be lined up going, they ran out. They didn't run out. They have 18-wheelers full of it that are refrigerated. They're doing that so the news can show long lines. Now, I told you that. Here's the Council on Foreign Relations in a meeting admitting it. Here it is. Then we cut to the news, reporting the same thing. Okay,
I think what would work better would be to say that there was a shortage and people tend to line up more for something that's in demand. We saw that there was one season where really people lined up all night to get a flu shot, and
back it up again. I want to play that one more time. Then it cuts to ABC News a week after this was aired, doing the exact thing. And listen how they laugh. It's so fun to have all these government and university and medical heads, we list them here in the article, at Infowars.com. CFR, vaccines no more harmful than tuna sandwich. Laughing about it. But then when they cut to the news, it's not done in a laughing fashion. It's done with, oh my gosh, we're dead. Here it is.
I think what would work better would be to say that there was a shortage and people tend to line up more for something that's in demand. We saw that there was one season where really people lined up all night to get a flu shot, and I mean.
ABC News puts the H1N1 vaccine artificial scarcity tactic to the test.
And with supplies of the vaccine running low, doctors around the country are now finding themselves overrun with nervous parents. Here's ABC's Rachel Martin.
For weeks, doctors' offices around the country have been fielding a flurry of phone calls.
We do not have any of the H1N1 available at our office at this time.
Telling patients the same thing.
We are out of the flu shot vaccine right now.
Panic now.
The next day, Swanson is in the office calling patients to tell them the vaccine is in.
Alert, alert. Oh my gosh, there's none of it.
And we need to protect Michael. He's going to be one of those kids that could end up in the hospital, and I don't think we want that.
By 10 a.m., the waiting room is full.
With the vaccine now in short supply, parents are lining up in doctors' offices like this one, hoping to get their questions answered and their kids vaccinated.
I think what would work better would be to say that there was a shortage and people tend to line up more for something that's in demand. We saw that there was one season where really people lined up all night to get a flu shot, and I mean.
For whatever reasons, I think it's pretty much safe to say that the media and the government are yanking your chain. That's what the maker of this said. Yeah. There's sterilants in the shots. That's what's going on.
Do you think
here.
that the people who are making it are putting it out in controlled amounts so that it is producing this demand?
Absolutely. Absolutely. It's the drug companies that are making money at this. Who's making money at the end of the day?
The participating members of the Council on Foreign Relations Symposium include Arnold, and it goes through the names at the end, and we have that up on the website. The heads of microbiology, research professor, research director, Department of Global Health, George Washington University, Science magazine correspondent. Shout, talk about it. All right, and that's the end of the clip. But the good news is, once the public figures out the 100 or so tricks, I want to write a book, The 100 Tricks of the New World Order. There's probably more than 100 tricks. You could probably make it 50 tricks. But the point is, they have tricks. They have little manipulative games that they play, and they just do it perpetually to control people. But the good news is, you're getting wise to them. Now it's time to bring these people to justice. Because I'll guarantee you, there was memos went out to all the media. You hear the talking points saying it's artificially scarce, telling you to come get it. That's criminal. But they've set the precedent where the media now just admits, yeah, most our TV shows and media and movies are paid for by the government. That isn't a free society, folks. That's a spooky, devilish, cult, Nazi, Soviet, control freak society. Get it through your head. They're trying to manipulate you. Almost everything you watch and see is a manipulation, except for alternative news on the web, and that's full of disinfo and operatives and mentally ill people as well. So check stuff out for yourself. Don't believe anything. Look into it for yourself. Let's talk to Carl in Texas. Carl, you're on the air. Carl, go ahead.
Okay. Look, I had 3 questions from last week, and you answered 2 of them, so I had to call back here. And this is actually in relation to the FEMA camps that I wanted to find out about here in Houston. I'm just trying to find out, do you know of any where any of the facility camps might be in this area? And because the reason why I was asking is because I found out through another resource when you had a bunch of callers, I guess, calling in about 5-6 weeks ago, getting all these calls from other people, you know, seeing all this kind of military activity in their own neighborhoods. I talked to an ex-cop to kind of ask her to see if she could put her feelers out there and find out from other police officers if there's been any other military activity here in Houston. And somebody that was standing next to me said they actually closed off a highway, and this person said they saw hundreds of Humvees and armored police vehicles. So I don't know if that's set up for anything for where these camps may be here. I have no idea, and that's why I was asking. Do you know of any facilities around this area?
Okay, Carl, I appreciate your call. I guess you asked your first questions, and I didn't hear the third one, or I would have asked it. We also have time constraints. We sell a video that I consulted on and that I'm in called Camp Fema. And it's all the government hearings, video clips, government documents with the names, Houston Chronicle, LA Times, New York Times, Wall Street Journal, admitting the camps, the legislation to expand the camps. The problem is there's a lot of different types of camps and a lot of different types of infrastructure.